your host for Time Magazine 1967. Today, we will be interviewing one of the most award-winning novelists of all time. His name is John Steinbeck. He had won the Nobel Prize for Literature as well as the Presidential Medal of Freedom. We will be having our interviewer, Ron Swanson, and our guest speaker, Ed Rockets Jr., who will be describing more about his book, Of Mice and Men. Let's have...
Welcome to Time Magazine interview. I'm your anchor, Ron Swanson. Our headline tonight, an interview with an author of well-known novels and novellas such as Mice and Men on December 20th of 1967. Joining us now is author John Steinbeck. Mr. Steinbeck, how are you today?
I'm doing pretty well. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
I'm just absolutely thrilled that my novel of Mice and Men has reached out to so many people.
What are some of the books that you drafted and what were they about?
Well, my first book was Tortilla Flat, which is a serious fiction book that is often aggressive in social criticism. In 1936, I wrote In Dubious Battle, which deals with the strikes of the migrant workers on California plantations. This was followed by Of Mice and Men, which I wrote in 1937, the story of an imbecile giant, Lenny Smalls, and his best friend, George Milton. There were many other books I had written after this time.
Now, let's talk about your book Of Mice and Men. Tell us some description about it.
Well, Of Mice and Men is a parable about what it means to be human. George and Lenny had the ambition of owning their own ranch, but obstacles that revealed the nature of their dreams, dignity, loneliness, and sacrifice stood in the way of that ambition. Ultimately, Lenny, the mentally handicapped giant, ironically becomes the greatest obstacle to achieving the dream.
What was the purpose of writing the book and what influenced you?
Well, when I was younger, I explored the caves and swimming holes around Salinas, and I observed the changes of the seasons. My abiding love of nature and my thoughts about man's relationship to his environment are present in most of my works. When I was in high school, I became the editor of my school's yearbook. And while I was in college, I delved into creative writing. And after I worked on the Spreckler's Sugar Ranch, I visualized the environment and setting which helped me write Of Mice and Men.
What setting does this take place in?
Well, Of Mice and Men took place at a small working ranch, a few miles south of Soledad, where the Salinas River drops in close to the hillside bank and runs deep and green, and the water is warm too. For it has slipped, twinkling over the yellow sands in the sunlight before reaching the narrow pool. But the larger background of this novel setting was America's Great Depression in the 1930s, which lasted from the stock market crash of October 1929 until 12 years later, when World War II began. One result of the Depression was a lack of steady jobs, which resulted in an increase in the number of workers who traveled from town to town seeking short-term employment.
What are some of the running themes that you would want the readers to read as well as while they're reading this book?
Well, two of the most important themes I want readers to learn more about is the nature of dreams, and the other one is loneliness. Without dreams, aspirations, or goals, life is an endless stream of days that have little connection and meaning. George and Lenny's dream to own a little farm of their own is so central in Of Mice and Men that it appears in some form in 5 of the 6 chapters. Loneliness is present throughout this novel, and we can see this isolation. When the ranch hands try to ease their loneliness by going into town on Saturday nights with, alcohol and women. Similarly, Lenny goes to Crook's room to find someone with whom to talk, and later Hurley's wife comes in for the same reason.
So, what would you say are some of the motifs and recurring events that happen throughout the story that we should know about?
Well, one of them is the corrupting power of women like Hurley's wife. When she accused Lenny of raping her only for touching her dress, when she threatens to have the black stable hand lynched if he complains, or if he complains about his boss, or complains about her to the boss. Another motif is companionship, where George's hope of such companionship dies with Lenny, and George would rather go through life alone. The last motif I wanted to show was, well, strength and weakness. As the story opens, Lenny possesses physical strength beyond his control, and as when he cannot help but killing the mice.
So, watching a poem and have not read about Mice and Men, this question may contain spoilers. So, Mr. Steinbeck, a question for you, since I didn't read the book myself. I noticed in the part throughout the story you have this reoccurring event, or part you rather say, where George keeps telling Lenny, without him, that he would have an easy life and have nothing to worry about, have no problem with getting a job or anything. Yet though, he always wants Lenny to stay. For example, the first time he said it, Lenny would say, oh, if you want George, I can leave, I can go find a cave. And George doesn't want to admit, he's like, no, I'm just fooling, I want you to stay. But he uses the excuse afterwards saying that, oh, Aunt Claire wouldn't want you running around, even if she's dead. And throughout the story, he keeps repeating about how if everything would be so easy, much better without Lenny. He always wants Lenny to stay. What would be the reason for that?
Well, I keep repeating that whole thing about, George claiming that Lenny just annoys him to no end because, because at the end, spoiler alert, George shoots Lenny, and it's just such a, I would say, contrast, because, even though, as much as George always says, oh, I'd be better off on my own, he always keeps him, and that makes the reader start to think, oh, okay, then maybe they'll just stay together till the end, but I think it's just, I purposefully built that up to the point where it's just a huge, shock to the reader when George eventually kills Lenny. And also another reason why I used Carlson shooting Candy's dog as a foreshadowing to that.
Yes, I noticed that. I see it.
Okay. And now, I put that in there, or I used that, I foreshadowed that event to get people talking, to get people talking about that. I'm not gonna say whether it was right or wrong for Carlson to kill Kenny's dog, or if it was right or wrong. I'm not gonna say that. That's for the reader to decide on their own.
So you actually had that part foreshadowing to get you to think about it and to talk about it. Also getting you to get people to wanting to read your stories or find out what's the ending going to be, right? But, well, after this, at the end of the story, knowing that George killed Lenny, what would be the future or happening after the story? If you were to even write a sequel for it, what would you like to happen? How would George's life be? Would anything change? Would he finally get the dream that he wanted, but sadly 14?
I'm not going to answer that. Again, it's all, I ended it where I did, and I'm not gonna write no sequel, okay? I ended it where I did, and that's, again, whatever George does or wherever he ends up, that's all for the reader to decide. So I'm just gonna leave it at that. nothing more, you know. So, yes, I'll just leave it as is. You know, I don't need to elaborate on it because that's what makes it so, you know, intriguing. It's the reader wondering at, okay, what happens next? They're like, okay, what happens next? But then they realize, okay, maybe I'll just, you know, from what happened in just from the events that occurred, they just make up their own ending, and that's what I think makes it so special. Yeah.
Now, we are going to meet our guest speaker. This young man's name is Ed Rickett Jr. He is John Steinbeck's best friend's son, and he has spent most of his time on Canary Road with the famed novelist and other luminaries. How are you doing today, Eddie?
I'm doing fantastic. It's an honor being able to grow up in my father's laboratory at Monterey, which is surrounded by specimens full of snails for study, plankton for chart, sardines to track, and the decline of sharks that bring them for analysis. Now I live in Mill Valley. I became an inspiration to become one of Steinbeck's great literary characters, including Doc in Cannery Row, Slim of Mice and Men. He sure did make some money for these books. My father is drafted in World War II and I have 3 children.
Nice to hear that. Now, tell me, since you are an inspiration of character Slim of the Mice and Men, can you describe this character's relationship with George?
George finds a family spirit in Slim. Although George has Lenny, their conversation is very limited. Slim seems to be the one that can understand human nature and share similar insights in life to work as George. For Slim, George has similar disposition. They are both reflective men and they get along really well. This is similar to how I get along with my author Steinbeck.
So, what do you think about the other characters, though, like the relationship between George and Lenny?
Lenny's a very nice fella. Guy don't need no sense to be a nice fella. Seems to be sometimes just works the other way around. Take a real smart guy, and he ain't really hard ever a nice fella. That's why he sure had a really lasting relationship with George. I respect that kindness between Candy and his own dog, but I don't know there are these kinds of nice fellas that are not that kind of nice, like Curly, Curly's wife, and Carlson. These guys you all see in the book.
But in the end of the story, George ends up killing up the character. You suppose he had a great relationship with Lenny. Do you think this decision George made was right?
Yes, he did make the right decision, and John would say the same as well. Although the death incident of Curly's wife was all an accident, George can't bear all that pain it takes to cover up for Lenny's mistakes, which prevents him from achieving his dream.
How about Carlson? Do you think he made the right decision shooting Candy's dog?
Of course not. Why would Carlson ever kill a friend who has been with Candy for so long since the dog was a pup? Why does his life deserve to be taken just because he's old, he stinks, and he got no teeth? Well, this is similar to Lenny's situation, but at least George was self-aware that he had to take Lenny's life before Curly eventually does. Steinbeck's foreshadowing of them being shot in the back of the head was a depiction of death through the sacrifice these characters had to make in their decisions.
Thank you so much for your time, Ed Rickett Jr. Now, let's get back to John Steinbeck and some of his final thoughts. So, what is the
Well, I had authored books such as Cannery Row in 1945, Burning Bright in 1950, East of Eden in 1952, The Winter of Our Discontent in 1961, and Travels with Charlie in Search of America in 1962.
I heard you have been recognized for your realistic and imaginative writing. Can you please tell me some of your achievements over the years?
Well, in 1962, I earned the Nobel Prize for Literature for my writing. I intended to incorporate affectionate humor and keen social perception. I was nominated for an Academy Award for one of the best stories of my work, Lifeboat. In addition, President Lyndon B. Johnson, my personal friend, presented me with the Presidential Medal of Freedom. I had helped LBJ draft his acceptance speech for the Democratic National Convention a month earlier.
Thank you, Mr. Steinbeck. Well, guys, this concludes the Time interview.
anytime.
Alright, thank you guys so much for watching our interview. We will be concluding our interview right now. If you would like more information about us, you can check us on our website, kind.com, or you can always listen to us on the radio every day at 12 o'clock. Thank you so much, and bye.